Greetings, Quay from Great Future Consultancy. Wanted just to make sure that you knew that I have more content for you to check out, things like on the topic of know your worth and what the future holds for you if you kind of understand your data. I've been talking about data a lot, very passionate about it. But I wanted to give you a little background, a little bit of an origin story of where this all came from, where this passion from data came from. I'm not like a math genius, in high school, college, and anything like that. But I was working for a NFT exchange. And I know NFT, non-fungible tokens, is such a catchword right now. And with the crypto market the way it is, it's down, it's up, it's volatile. So, some people are, kind of have that kind of face when you start thinking about NFTs in that space. But I was working for an NFT exchange, and where I really started to get passionate about the data is when I started having conversations with artists. There was a lot of artists that said that they wanted to be a part of this NFT Web3 space. And so when they joined the platform, a part of my job of the onboarding team was to create the tokenomics, basically the economics and the token for, the non-fungible token that they were going to release to their fans. And so when I was a part of that team, what I started to see as a topic line with all artists that I was speaking with was, well, how much are you going to charge your fans for this token? And it was just a number. And my question always back to them was, well, where'd you get that number from? How'd you get that number? And, there was no thought to it, or, it was just kind of like, just kind of winged it. And so then the team and I started figuring out, okay, well, what's a better solution for this? How can we help where people are not just winging it? So then we started to look at, well, we can run some samples or examples of, like, if you have 10,000 followers, that's 100 tokens. If you have 50,000 followers, that's 500 tokens. And so that started to work, but then we started to do even more deep diving. And so we started to really look into where artists' platforms are at and how many followers they have on each platform, and then start to have the discussion of, well, how many people do you think from those platforms that you think of a cumulative amount of fans will come over to buy this NFT? And so just start running real statistical modeling and thinking about it in those terms. And so regardless of the things that we were doing on this side, it was still the question when you think of data on the musician side of, do you know who your fans are? Or do you think that you could incentivize your fans enough that they would be interested to come buy this NFT? And that was something that always stuck with me, of just how does that work? How do you get your fans interested? Well, to get your fans interested, you got to know who they are. And so that was the big aha moment, my light bulb moment of, look, data plays a very important role. It didn't before, or it always has, but I just don't think people have paid attention to it over the years. Maybe it's a different way, different data gave different stories. And so now that we have so much of it, and we're collecting it, and we're looking at it, and we're analyzing it, it just turns to be very important. And so that is the whole reason that I started to, that I made Great Future Consultancy, because I really think that the data tells the story for whatever you need, whatever story that you're trying to tell. Whether if it's why your fans should come to a concert, or why this brand should invest in you, or where you should do your touring at. That story can be found when you start looking at impressions and metrics, when you start looking at your conversion rates on your website. All those things tell that story. So that is the reason why I'm so passionate about data, infusing it with the musician's career and lifestyle. Businesses do it all the time. It's called business intelligence, right? And they do it all the time. So that's why I think that a small business is very similar, if you looked at their trajectory, very similar to an up-and-coming artist's career and path. I think they can go hand in hand, and I think you will see a lot of similarities. And so that's why I start putting those two things together, of like, an artist needs to look at their data so they can make better decisions, strategic decisions, and action plans. And so that's where all this came from. That's where this passion all came from. Really, it was just something that I seen that was missing in the market. And so I held my hand up just like this, or no, maybe like this. And I said, look, I can help. I can do that. I can analyze that. Thank you for taking the time to check out my content, and make sure you check out all the other content that I have on the YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe.